Morning. Today, I just wanted to share a few time management tips that I've picked up along the way. Um, Being an effective manager, executive, or leader, one of the biggest things that is a challenge is how to more effectively and more efficiently manage our time. So today, hopefully a couple of these things will give you at least a few tools in the toolbox to work with. I will warn you, a couple of these are creatively sneaky because many times the things that waste our time are fairly innocent and people don't necessarily mean to waste our time, but it does happen nonetheless. So sometimes we have to be a little bit creative in ways to get our time back and to get control of our time back. The first technique that I would share with you is uh, going to a person's office, especially if you know they're particularly talkative. Sometimes if you know you need to have a meeting with them, especially if it's a pickup meeting, a fairly short one, or should be a short one, is to actually take that meeting to their office. And tricks of just controlling the doorway. You control your exit better than if you happen to get trapped in your own office. And that way you can even do a stand-up meeting if you need to, and you can say, hey, I've just got just a minute to pop in. I needed to go through something with you real quick. But primarily, and the biggest thing is you control your own exit in that situation versus when that same individual comes into your workspace or your office, which many times it's more difficult to do. The second thing, again, a little creatively sneaky, but if you've got an administrative person that you work with, or it could just even be a coworker, and you could partner with them and you could help them out in certain instances. If there's a meeting that seems to really be dragging, sometimes your administrative person could send a fictitious call your way and say, hey, you're wanted on line one. That gives you the opportunity to either take that call at that point if you need an escape hatch, or maybe you are in a meeting that you want to continue and things are progressing and you're on a topic that you really want to explore more. You can just say, hey, would you mind go ahead and take a message and I'll pick up with that later. And again, this could be your administrative assistant or administrative person if you have the luxury of having that. If not, you could even do that back and forth with coworkers so that you could kind of help each other out from time to time. Again, you don't want to over abuse those type of things, but if these are things that you're just really in a pickle and maybe need some help. The third and last thing, and I put this last for a reason, is this is an absolute plan Z. But in cell phones, especially particularly if you're on the road, which I am sometimes, I do calls when I'm on the road. Bluetooth, of course. I got both hands on the wheel and accessible. But at times, if a call is really, really dragging and you can't for some reason get it concluded, and this is my absolute plan Z, and I do not overuse this, but something you can do is just end the call while you're talking. That will easily give the impression that the call was just lost. And at that point, you've probably talked everything that you need to talk about. You, in many cases, by that time, talked it almost to death. And in most cases, the individual will not call back, and obviously you're not going to call back. So it gives you that opportunity to conclude the call. These are, again, in some cases, creatively sneaky, but at times, you have to do what you have to do to take back control of your time, take back control of your day. So just a few thoughts. Don't overuse these and don't abuse them, but when you're in a pickle, these are a few things that might help you regain your day and regain control of your time. Hope you find this helpful.